Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. We are joined today with defender Griffin Dorsey. So Griffin, man, we talked last year. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I think that win on Saturday was huge for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Summer of soccer right now. Got the Copa America and the Euros going on. You been watching any of them?
For sure. A lot of excitement.
Awesome, man. Who do you got winning them?
You know, England has not looked great and they've been not very exciting, but I do want to see them win.
You want to see them win? Okay.
And obviously, I'm American. I love the U.S. Go USA. But if it's not USA, it's Panama because Coco.
Panama's Coco. And they play tomorrow? They play? Yeah.
Yep.
They play each other.
Yep.
It's gonna be a good game, man. That's gonna be a really good one. Yeah. What'd you think about the U.S.'s first game against Bolivia?
Yeah, I don't have much to say, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those get 3 points and be done with it type of things.
For sure.
And definitely different styles between the Copa and Euros. Which do you have a preference for?
I don't know. I mean, in terms of watching and enjoying, I mean, I think for me it's the Euros. I mean, just watching the players and it's pretty incredible, honestly.
Awesome, yeah. All right, let's talk about the Dynamo. So earlier in the season, there's definitely lots of criticisms by fans and media over the offensive output from the team. What are your thoughts on the way the offense played early in the season and what has led to this little bit of a turnaround in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a team, just in general, I think we were just trying to find our footing. I think attacking wise, yeah, for sure, but I think also defensively, I would say we're strong, but I think as the season has progressed, we've found our footing in a lot of different ways, and I think to end the week last week with Chabala scoring a hat trick, I mean, everyone's pretty happy for him and happy for the team and watching goals go in the back of the net. We're all super excited to see that.
Yeah, and talking about the striker position, I mean, the club just went out, spent a lot of money on Ezekiel Ponce. You guys have had Chabala playing at the striker position. What are your thoughts on Ponce coming in? How excited are you to play with him?
Yeah, I mean, I think as players, we love competition. We love battling it out, and that's part of our job. And so I think, the more high quality players we have, I think the better for everybody, because it challenges everybody to be the best version of themselves every single day.
Playing with Chabala playing as that striker, that kind of false nine role, how do you like playing with that profile of forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing about Seb is his ability, his engine, and his ability to run defensively, offensively. He does a lot of work for us, and that's a huge asset.
And with Ezekiel Ponce, what do you see him bringing to the offense that maybe other guys on the roster don't?
I mean, at this point, I'm just looking for more goals. I think everyone could answer that question the exact same. Just watch him put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, you create some of those chances that you guys did against DC United. I mean, you guys really thrived on those little scrappy plays in the box. I think Ponce looks to me like someone who's going to really thrive on that. And
sure.
with Sebas, I mean, he's had his injury issues. How do you guys as a team support a player going through that kind of season?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I think you talk about us supporting him, but I think his kind of work rate has kind of supported himself. As a team, we back somebody who's willing to put in work, and I think that over the injury spell, It was obviously unfortunate for him, but he's put in the work, and I think it's showing on the field. Um, and obviously, he's a teammate, so we compete with him. We scrapple on the field every single day, but in the locker room, we love him. He's a great guy, and so you're always going to back your teammates in that way for sure.
Again, with the defense, I mean, you guys have scored a few more lately. You've also leaked a few in as well. Ben Olsen talked about kind of letting up some soft goals that you shouldn't be getting. What needs to improve on that end?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know over the last couple games, there's just been a few mistakes, and mistakes in the back are unacceptable. And I'm talking about myself at Atlanta. Um, you know, these types of situations, these types of decision makings are all things that, as a group, we need to try to get better at. And whether that's somebody showing for me instead of me feeling like I have to do X, Y, or Z to get out of a situation, or can I show for somebody else in a situation where they might need help? How can we support each other to try to limit those mistakes from happening? Because although they're individual mistakes, how can we look at ourselves and go, okay, let's try to support that player as much as possible in those situations. So I think as a back line, and limiting the goals that we're leaking, especially easy goals, is looking at the guy next to you and looking internally at yourself and going, how can I help, and what can I be doing, and not switching off and being completely locked in all the time.
You talk about the support system. How much did that help you when a few weeks ago, and you got that red card against FC Dallas, and you seemed to really rebound really well after that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that this team is full of a bunch of really awesome people, and that's huge. I think when we get on the field, we can be nastier, and I think that's something that we can definitely bring more of. Um, but I tell you what, to have the teammates that I have, I couldn't be more grateful. They stand by my side all the time. They're always with me. They believe in me, and they help me constantly, and that's a huge blessing.
And do you contribute a lot of that to the way maybe the team has gone around with building this roster? They got these like really good veterans like Sviatchenko and Steve Clark and Artur.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I think that the sheer experience that we have on this team um, is super super special, and especially as a younger guy, super helpful and super educational.
Mhm.
I think that there's always something to learn from these guys. There's always something to take away from these guys. There's always something to watch, observe. Yeah.
And long term, how much do you see that trickling down to some of the guys playing with Dynamo Dos, or the guys that aren't even at that age range to play for the second team yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can look at, farther down the line, but I think you could also look at now. I mean, it's already happening. You look at guys like Brooklyn. I mean, he's learning from some of the top pros that I've even seen throughout my career. Um, there's no doubt it's already having an effect, and I guarantee it will continue to have an effect on those younger players.
Awesome. So the rest of the season, you guys got some better results lately. Things are definitely looking really up for the summer transfer window, getting some more offensive pieces. And what is just your overall? What do you think of the outlook of the rest of the season is going to look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at last year and you look at where we were, and I think you look at the end of the year, and um, there's no doubt that this team has what it takes to do exactly what we did last year. Um, and I would even argue that we have the ability to do more than what we did last year, um, going into Leagues Cup, and then um, obviously we still have a bunch of games before Leagues Cup. Um, but those stretch of games that we kind of, I don't know, turned up a little bit. I think, with the team we have, with the environment that we have, what we're building right now, I mean, I truly feel this to my core that this is going to be a really strong end of the year, and I think everybody around the organization believes that and knows that.
And in the Western Conference, you still got LAFC who knocked you guys out last year, looking really, really, really strong, and then RSL looked really, really good. You can't count out teams like Seattle. What do you guys got to do to get over that little bit extra bit of a hump like you failed to do last year in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, it's about continuing to believe in each other, continuing to believe in the work that we're doing day in and day out, and even right now, it's about pushing ourselves as hard as we can. Obviously, it's the summer; it's hot outside. It's hard to train sometimes, and can we get up and be the best version of ourselves every single day? Because I think ultimately, the process day in and day out is really what's going to get you over the hump when that day does come. And yeah, the work you do now and the work we did in preseason, the work that we've done throughout the beginning of the year is really going to be the key to unlocking, that push for the MLS Cup.
All right, now let's go to this next weekend. You guys are hosting Charlotte FC. They've been a pretty good team this season. How do you see this match going?
Yeah, I see it being hot. I see them hating it, and I see us passing the ball around, hopefully. Um, but with that being said, discipline is going to be everything for us. The heat, although it can be an advantage, it can also be a disadvantage if we don't use it right. So for us, it's about focusing on ourselves and being the best versions of ourselves at home, because I think that we've kind of maybe missed a little bit on that throughout the beginning of this year, being completely locked in together at home and getting those results. So I think this is a great turnaround moment for us in terms of getting really good results at home and being together.
All right, and that's all we got for today, guys. Thank you so much, Griffin, for talking with us. It's a pleasure as always.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, Griff. You have yourself a good one, man.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.